Good morning, hope you are well. Today we'll be looking at a JSE listed small cap called Santova. Santova is actually one of our 2022 JSE Stock Picks. The link to that video is in the description. You can go check that out. We'll also be interviewing Santova CEO Glenn Gerber in the near future. So if you have any questions about Santova or that you'd like us to ask him, please put those in the comment section and we'll ask when the time comes. So let's get into what they do. So Santova is a specialist non-asset-based supply chain management system and service provider of innovative end-to-end global trade solutions. And it is actually operating in various countries and different parts of the world, including South Africa, Mauritius, Germany, the Netherlands, United Kingdom, Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and more. So they are geographically diversified and they also operate in different parts of the world. So the management and employees own around 16% of the business, and that is also always good to see because there is skin in the game, because they've got an incentive to grow the business because they have skin in the game. If they grow the business, if they grow the financials, the share price will catch up, whether it's in the short term or long term. But if you grow the business, the share price will catch up, meaning their own net worths will grow. So there's incentive for them to grow the business. And the company focuses on growth, innovation, intellectual property, and diversification when making key decisions. Their business itself is quite diversified if we look at their different services. So the services they offer include supply chain solutions. And as we know, there are so many supply chain issues globally. And that issue is just getting worse and worse and worse by the day. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. And they solve this by optimization through leading intellectual capital, supply chain solutions, and systems. So they are in that industry trying to solve supply chain issues. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. The next service includes business intelligence. Then they've also got logistics services. So they describe it by, global trade solutions are going nowhere. So there will always be a demand for logistics. That's just a common sense. Then they've got client sourcing and procurement management services. Then they've also got express or time-sensitive courier services. So, on-demand requests for international deliveries. So that is, a massive, massive need. And we see with all the investments are happening with these on-request or these on-demand requests for delivery services. So opportunity there. Then lastly, they've got financial services. Which includes short-term insurance solutions from captive insurance products, profit share facilities, risk transfer and risk management programs to self-insurance funded facilities. So they've got quite a diversified service offering. Just to sum it up, supply chain solutions, business intelligence, logistics services, procurement management services, express or time-sensitive courier services, and then financial services. So they are diversified in their offerings of the services, but also geographically. Looking at their financials, and a business is all about financials, and this is looking good. So just a review of their unaudited financials for the 6 month ending 31 August. The net profit increased by 7.3%. Offshore earnings, and this is a great one to see because you want a business to expand globally. The offshore earnings increased by 89.6%. The revenue and net income increased by 32.9%. Headline earnings up 120.6% and net asset value coming up at increasing 18.6%, which was R4.65 or R4.65. So it is a bit above the net asset value currently, but many assets aren't necessarily recognized. Partnerships aren't recognized. Many software services aren't always recognized at the net asset value. So it's not always the best indicator for a business like Santova, the net asset value, but they are increasing it. So operating margin also increased 9%. The earnings per share increased 132.6%. Return on equity increased 21%. Debt to equity decreased 2.6%. So, they are firing on all cylinders. The next results will probably be published somewhere in May. So obviously their year end is end of Feb. So now. So the results will be published in May. So looking forward to that. We'll cover that on the channel or on our WhatsApp groups. You can join the WhatsApp and Telegram groups for daily free content. The link is in the description to that. Also, make sure you are subscribed to this channel to not miss any further stock picks, research, interviews, or anything important. So then they also repurchased their own shares, which amounted to around 2.6 million shares that they repurchased. under that period of the 6 month ending 31 August at an average price of R3.41 cents per share. So they actually have a massive increase on those shares they repurchased. But it's also good to see because it gives you more confidence as a shareholder, because the company believes in their own share price, so they bought back. They bought and announced a share buyback when the share price was really, really discounted and trading at a very, very attractive valuation. But anyway, they bought shares back in their own business, and the financial results are firing on all cylinders. You know, the debt to equity decreasing, return on equity increasing, revenues increasing, operating margins increasing, profits increasing. It's looking great. So let's hope they can continue with this. We'll have to see with the next set of results. Looking at the board of directors, 60% of their directors have served a time period of more than 10 years. 4 of the directors are aged above 60, 1 between 40 and 60, and 1 aged between 30 and 40. So they've got quite a diversified age group as well as their directors. Looking at the group structure, the company is mostly compiled of Santova namesake subsidiaries, but they also have WM Shipping, SAI Logistics, ASM Holdings, and Tradeway under their group structure, so different businesses. The business model runs around solution, execution, and visibility. Looking at their international growth, and this is a big one. This is really important to see because, you know, this is a local company growing massively overseas, and they are diversified in different countries and areas. So the Europe, which comprises of Netherlands and Germany, the revenue increased by 60.2%. So this is a massive growth for them in Netherlands and Germany. Then in the United Kingdom, the increased revenue was 34.7%, also great. Asia Pacific, which includes Australia, Hong Kong, and Singapore, only increased by 9.5%, but I mean, it's increasing. And then Africa, predominantly representing South Africa, grew by 16.6%. So there is growth, and they've been growing for so many years. Year after year after year, they are executing and growing. You know, they are... The risks probably involved is that they are a very diversified business. So, you know, they have to manage all the different services well and execute on that. Then there's also competition. You know, across the world, there's companies that does the same as them, supply chain systems, financial services, transport. So there is competition. So they need to execute on all the different services in all the different areas, and also continue to expand where they are currently at. So, you know, the big one for me, supply chains are globally in chaos, and global trade will always be there. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. So personally, I like Santova, but this is one, it's very difficult to time a company like Santova. But over the long term, not financial advice, this is my personal opinion, but I like Santova. If you want to look at our FinMeUp view on Santova for the year, you can check out that 2022 JSE Stock Pick video. Once again, if you have any questions you'd like to ask the CEO, please put those questions in the comments and let us know what you think of Santova. Do you think they've got a big runway ahead and a lot of opportunity going forward? One last bonus it will give you is the key advantages of investing in Santova according to their own website. So this is obviously, you know, what they say of themselves, but it's always good to know when a company is confident in themselves. So here's 3 key points. The first one is an international infrastructure that provides geographical and multi-currency diversification that hedges local currency variability and the ability to duplicate logistic revenue streams at both ends of supply chain while being cost and service competitive. The second key advantage is a non-asset based model resulting in a low fixed cost base that can easily and quickly adjust to market variations and also reduce risk to shareholders in a high variability market. And then finally, a one-stop business model providing multiple business opportunities within one and diversification of revenue streams. So, you know, those are just some bonus points for you on why their own team likes Santova or their key advantages. Let us know what you think of Santova. If you found value, please consider liking to help us reach more people through the algorithm. Hope you have a great day. Join the FinMeUp community, link in the description. Cheers.